Like she said, I'm going to talk a little bit about social media tonight. And when I first became a coach, I was brand new to this. I only had about 500 friends on my Facebook page. I hardly ever interacted online. You know, if I ever did, it was just something about my family, nothing really motivational or anything that anybody really paid attention to. So when I first started hearing all these things, you know, about social media, posting 3 to 5 times a day, all that kind of stuff, it was really overwhelming. I don't know how new any of you guys are on here. If, you know, I think some of you guys have been around for a while, but any of you, if you're new, I know that that sounds really overwhelming. But I knew that I had to do it, so I just kind of figured it out. I just got on trainings. I just started somewhere, and that's the most important thing is you just have to start somewhere. You know, post once a day, twice a day. Just work yourself up to the place that you need to be. Remember that your social media page is your storefront. You know, we don't have a store that people walk into. And so what they see online, that's how we meet people and connect with them. There's so many more people that we can meet online than our little hometowns. You know, you guys live in Indiana, some of you I'm sure, and I don't have that many people in my hometown that, you know, are willing to do this. So you have to go outside of that, and your social media is the place to do that. So I'm going to give a few tips for content and making your page look professional. Obviously, this goes a lot deeper than what I'm going to go over tonight, but I'm going to give you some quick tips. You know how fast people can make judgments about something, you know, when they first see it, when they first come to your page, if they don't like what they see, if it's not visually appealing, or if they feel like it's salesy, if they automatically look at your page and they go, oh, she's one of those Beachbody coaches, she's doing something, you know, they're probably not going to stick around. Let me see if I can mute everybody. Okay, I don't know how to do it. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few quick tips to spruce up your page and make your content look appealing to others. Then I'm going to walk you through some things on PicMonkey to show you how to make a collage for your cover photo. So first things first.
If everybody don't care to mute themselves really fast.
Yeah, I was going to try to do it, and I didn't know how to do it.
It's like a little, if you go to participants, Iris, do you see participants? Okay, go to participants.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, awesome, you got it.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you've heard this before, but your profile picture is the very first thing that people are going to see when they come to your page. You have to make sure that's a picture of you. I know you want to put your kids in there or your cat or your dog or whatever, but it has to be a picture of you. They have to be able to see your face. You need good lighting, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're smiling. That is their very first impression of you, you know, especially if you're adding a new friend. They don't know you. And so you have to have a visually appealing picture for your profile picture. Of course, you also need a good cover photo.
You missed one.
Okay, Springer.
Sounded happy.
He said happy. Okay, I'm gonna do this video, okay? Okay, sorry. You also have to have a visually appealing cover photo. That's going to be their second thing that they're going to look at. It's right there at the top. And so you want to keep that simple. I'm going to give you some tips at the end when I walk you through one, but just keep in mind that those are the first two things people are going to look at. Okay, so let's move on to some content. And this is something that takes practice. It takes a while to figure out. So if you feel like you're not getting any good posts or anything like that, you just have to keep doing it. You'll get better. This is really, I think, one of the most important things that you need to learn how to do in your business. Your free content, and that's what you're doing. When you make a social media post, you're giving out free content to your audience. And that is what they see from you every day. That's how you build their trust. That's how they get to know you. And you want to try to share things that they want to share with their friends. That's the ultimate goal That's the ultimate goal is to post things that they want to share with their friends, you know, to get your name out there even more. And I know that it, you know, can seem overwhelming when you have to think about creating all this content. You know, how am I going to post 5 times a day with valuable content? I know that it seems like you don't know what to talk about, but something I heard early on that really stuck with me is to make it like a mini reality show. I don't remember where I heard that, but I still think of that. You just make it about your whole life. You know, you're so much more than just Beachbody and just fitness. Of course, it's a big part of your life and you have to get that out there, but you also have to find other ways to connect with people. So you need to really take the time to think about who you are and what kind of people you want to attract. You know, seriously, get out a piece of paper and write it down. What are things about yourself that you can talk about? At least 5 to 10 things, but really there's no limit. As many things as you can. Just brainstorm ideas and then refer back to that list when you get stuck. For me, my main topics are recipes do well, of course, fitness videos. I talk about my son and my family, motivational quotes, talk about transformations. And that's not only physical, because I don't have a huge physical transformation. I talk a lot about my internal transformation, about confidence, about changing your mindset, things like that, that, you know, other people can connect with. You have to really show them what's inside, not just, hey, I'm drinking my shake and I'm doing my workout. You know, who are you really as a person? Something else I will say is videos. You know, engagement is the big goal with social media, and videos really are the best way to get engagement. It keeps people on your page longer. It lets them, you know, see your face, hear your voice, really feel like they know you more than just seeing you in pictures. And so something that I'm trying to start doing that I know a lot of coaches are doing, turn a post that you would normally type out and may, you know, be long or short, whatever it is, but just get on camera and start talking. And I know that that's really scary, but try to take a post, whether it's about fitness, whether it's about how your day went. It could be an invitation. It can be inviting to your sneak peek. It could be just talking about, I've seen people do like, what is a challenge group? You know, anything that you would normally write out a post, try to say it in a video and try to keep it short. You know, a minute, 2 minutes tops is plenty of time. But those videos, I'm telling you, that's really what will captivate your audience the best. Okay. So once you have your topics down, then you have to come up with all these ideas for, you know, changing the content every day. And I know that you may not know where to get those ideas from, but you should already be doing your personal development and your training every day. Definitely every week, but you should really be doing something every day, even if it's, you know, reading something for 5 minutes or listening to a 15-minute podcast, you know, whatever it is that you're doing that day for your personal development, a book you're reading, a training call that you listen to, something you see on the internet. That's where I get my ideas from. You know, I don't make this stuff up. It's not original to me. Now I personalize it to me, but I get my ideas from other places. And so whatever you learn from that day, whatever really hits home to you, just share it with your audience. That's really, you know, all that it takes to get your content. Another thing is definitely follow other top coaches. You know, anybody in the top 10, of course, really any, you know, elite coaches or just anybody that you see that you really like the way their page looks and you like their content, follow them. Now be careful and don't share their post, I would suggest, because that could send people to their page instead of yours. So instead of sharing their post, you should take a screenshot or copy and paste into a Word document or whatever, if you like the way that they word something, and then make it your own. But you definitely have to follow, you know, other top coaches to get ideas. Okay. So then I'm going to give you a few more tips for what your content should actually look like. So you have to write down your ideas, get your content from your daily learning and personal development. Rio, sorry, my dog's barking. And then for what your content should look like, you know, you definitely want to make sure it's visually appealing. And I have 5 quick tips. There's definitely more tips than this, but I'm going to give you 5 to get you started. Probably the most important thing is to have good lighting. You know how fast people go, and if that picture is not bright and clear, they're going to go past it. And sometimes it can be inconvenient to get good lighting. You may have to take the picture over a few times. You may have to go outside or by a window or turn some lights on and off. You know, it takes a little practice. but taking the few extra minutes to get that lighting good is going to give you a better chance of people stopping on your page. Okay, number 2 is no words on your face. And this is something that I know a lot of people do. There's a lot of apps out there, WordSwag and Photofy, that have these really cool, ways that you can edit your text and put them in little graphics, But I suggest, instead of having it over your face, is to have it, either off to the side or to make a collage. And I'm going to show you how to do that, to where you have your picture, and then over on the side, you have like a blank space with the quote. That still gives you a picture, and then they can see you well, and they can also read the quote well, because sometimes those can get hard to read. Another thing you can do is just put the quote at the top of the text in your post. So it doesn't always have to be on your picture. You can do that every once in a while, but every picture really shouldn't have text on it. That can get a little, jumbled up on your page. Okay, number 3 is the copy matters as much as the picture. Sometimes we tend to just throw up a quick post with a sentence or two, and those are fine, but at least I'd say once a day, you should have a little more of a meaningful post with a little bit longer copy. You don't want to go too crazy, but you do want people to stop and read what you have to say. That is really going to increase your engagement. The longer somebody stays on your post and looks at it and reads it, Facebook is going to see that, and they can tell all of this. So they're going to see that, and they're going to show it to more people, because they're going to see that people are stopping and reading it and not just clicking like and flying on by. All right, number 4 is people like to give their opinions, if you haven't figured that out yet. Some of the best posts are asking questions, and sometimes you won't have people respond, but a lot of the times you will. Anything to do with like outfits or, bathing suits, where to go on vacation, I don't know, what you should have for dinner. I mean, you can think of anything to ask people, like an A, B, or C type thing. And those usually do really well. You can also look at what's trending or something that's a little bit controversial, be careful there. But if it's a little bit controversial that people will have different opinions, those are good to throw out there sometimes too. Okay, and the number 5 is no stock photos. And that is a really, really big one that especially new coaches I know, they just want to throw it out there and say, here's this beautiful package. Don't you want to buy it? Don't you want to be in my challenge group? But that to people says, I want your money. So no stock photos. I really don't put a lot of even product names in a lot of my posts. You have to put it in there sometimes, but for the most part, I try to leave out company names and product names, and I just make it more about me. And, maybe show a picture of it, and show your workout, but you don't always have to put the name of the workout every single time you show it, things like that. You do want to leave a little bit for people to wonder and want to ask you, okay? So Brandy, I'll go ahead and stop there and see if anyone has any questions.
I'm so proud of this group, because I was just kind of looking around and I'm like, I don't know one coach on here that does stock photos.
Okay, good.
Because they totally have been trained that we do not do that.
Yes.
And I love that
I don't know. Some of this stuff may be like elementary to you guys. I don't know. But
we all need to hear it, because I need to hear stuff again too. And the texting over your face, I've noticed people doing that, not on here, but I have noticed that, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I've done that.
In that training, there were some that,
yeah.
It was.
And that was the one thing that stuck with me with his training. I remembered that when he was talking. I think it was on one of the Zoom or
one of the Hangouts, yeah.
Yes, he was talking about pictures, and they were critiquing them and not. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm sure they have tons of questions, because that was awesome. So I will let them ask. Anybody have questions?
If you have one, just unmute yourself and go ahead.
Tina?
Yeah, I had a question. So like I do like while I'm doing a workout, I do pictures of the workout.
Yeah.
You know, Brandy knows.
Mhm.
And I've been using Pic Collage, and I post them all on there. And so what you're saying is I shouldn't put on there like chisel agility or what workout I did.
To me, I wouldn't put it on every single one.
So I just kind of put it in the middle of the 6 pictures.
Okay.
Summers talked about that too, that you, on her last call, it wasn't last week, but the week before, and were you on there, did you listen to that, Iris, where she said, like you just said, you have to make people wonder what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely want people to know you're doing Masters Hammer and Chisel if that's what you're doing, but I wouldn't put it on every single one. Or, I mean, you could do like a hashtag or something if you definitely wanted it on there, but I wouldn't put it on your picture every single time. Also, I didn't really mention this, but I don't do a lot of collages.
Okay.
That's just me. That especially video collages. That was something they mentioned in the training that when I first started, I did pick, play, posts, and I did a lot of video collages, but those can get really busy. And so it's better to kind of keep it simple and just do maybe 1 or 2 images, but I wouldn't do like 5 or 6 images for your collage. I mean, unless they do well. If your audience really likes them, then I say go ahead. But for me, I keep them simple, and I usually do just a single photo or maybe 2, but I don't usually do more than 2 on a collage.
Well, I've noticed that when Brandy does hers, she does like 1 picture.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of I used to like every picture was a collage, but
sometimes it's hard to decide, like, ooh, I look, you know, which one
you want all the pictures in there.
You could save them for the next, and do like, you know, go to Photify and put a really cool quote on it for like a motivational. What I tell people to do is, you know, save all those great pictures of you, and then on the weekend when you have a free hour, you know, go to Photify and get some cool quotes from Pinterest that you love, and put the quotes on that picture and save it. And then on Monday morning, first thing you can do is post that motivational picture, you know, like Jamie does.
Yeah, because people aren't going to notice, like, oh, well, she was wearing that outfit last week, and so
they don't. You can totally change the color, you know.
Do black and white, something, and stockpile content. Planning ahead is like so necessary. I plan
to save all those pictures.
Yeah,
and then, you know, on the weekend when you have a free hour, like, you can really have fun with them and then save them. And Monday morning you have that motivational post. Tuesday morning you can post the other one. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are some good tips, though, Iris. I like that.
Yeah, very good.
I'll shut up, though. I talk too much.
No, that was good. It's your team call.
Do you have any apps to suggest?
They don't want to hear from me all the time.
Do you have any apps to suggest for Samsung phones instead of iPhones for pictures?
Okay, I do not, but Janelle did a call a few weeks ago. Did you listen to that one?
Yes, and I didn't for some reason be able to find any of them on my app store, but I guess
have you Googled it? Have you looked, you know,
I went in my app store. I guess I didn't go up on the internet separately.
I would Google and look reviews too. People, you know, again, want to give their opinion, so there should be a lot of reviews out there. That's what I would do. I have an iPhone, and it's the only smartphone I've ever had.
Okay.
That's about all I know. I know I hate it. But yeah, I would just
do the names
look online and look for reviews.
Yeah. And the names, you could just type in names in the app store, and like, because some of the names for some of the apps, like Photify, I would have never, like, so you could put like collages or I don't know, because I know they would have an app just like iPhones do, but it's going to be called something completely different. I remember when I had a Droid, I was so mad. I wanted an iPhone and I had a Droid, and I was so mad at Bobby because I was like, I don't know any of these apps, you know.
I love my iPhone. I'll probably never have anything else.
Oh, me neither. Yeah.
Anybody else? No?
Nobody has questions?
Okay. All right, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to mute again, and I'm going to try to do screen share, so let's hope this works. Let's see. All right. It's not coming up, Brandy. Let's see. Let me try it now. Okay, there it is. All right, so real quickly, I just wanted to show you guys my page. I'm not saying my page is perfect or I'm, the only way that you can do things, but I just want to give you a few quick tips. So you can see my profile picture here. Now, I did have these professionally done, but even if they're not professional, just make sure you're smiling, they can see your face, all that. My cover photo, you can see that it's very simple. Now, this is on my like page. I'm primarily using my like page at this point, but you can apply these tips to either page that you're using. I used to do a lot of pictures on my cover photo, but I've learned that you want to keep it more simple. So I picked 2 pictures. I would say no more than 3 probably. And you want them to be about you. So that's where you can incorporate your family if you want. I have pictures of my family on my personal page, but here on my like page, they're just of me. I have the click here. And so what happens, what you can do if you do the click here is in the comment right here, you can put like a bio about you. So I have a bio about myself, and I also have 2 WooFoo forms, one for a challenge group and one for coaching right there on my page. Okay, so I post on this page a lot, probably 5 to 6 times a day. And I just want to show you something about branding. And this is what we're kind of learning in this training. You can do it all different kinds of ways. There's no right or wrong. But basically, if you look down here at my pictures, you can see that I have this turquoise border on quite a few things. So turquoise and yellow are kind of like my colors that match with my logo, and I'm incorporating them. But you see here that it's on the side of my picture. It's not on top of it. It's on the side. There I put my logo on my video. I use iMovie. But see, this one doesn't. So I don't do it on every one, but maybe twice a day at least. Definitely for recipes and motivational quotes, I try to incorporate the branding. Let's see if there's anything else. So you see there's variety. That's something that I made myself this morning. Let's see. See, there it is again. So that's something you can try. You want your page to look pretty consistent. And it doesn't have to be really fancy. I make these in PicMonkey. It's free, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time once you learn how to do it. Okay, so unless anybody has questions, I'll move on to PicMonkey. You good?
It's not over.
Okay. Okay, so has anybody used, or let's say, has anybody not used PicMonkey before?
Only watch it.
Okay, so there are people who haven't.
Watch it.
Go put it in. Go put it in. Okay, so it's picmonkey.com, P-I-C and the word monkey, and it's free. You can upgrade to a Royal account. I think it's like $30 for the year or something like that, but you can do lots of things without it. So first I'm going to show you how to make a collage, just a simple collage. So you'll click this button here that says collage in computer. See if I can find a picture here. Okay. So choose your picture. Then if you want to do more pictures, just click open for my computer, and you can add more pictures also. But I'm just going to do one. So right here is where you choose your layout. There's all different kinds of layouts that you can choose from. And again, keep it simple. Don't get too crazy with it. but there's pretty simple ones. And then this right here is where you can do a Facebook cover. And it's already the right size and everything, so it's really easy to just plug in your pictures and have it done. But I'll show you a simple, like how I do those quotes, or the recipe with the border on the side. So you just drag this in here, and then you can X this out, and you can change the size of this. If you want to make a background on it, you click this, and it'll give you a background. You can also click this, the swatches button. And I think you can add your own swatches, but I've never done that. I've used some out of here before, but if you do that, then that gives you a background too. So if you're trying to do a quote or anything like that, you can use some of those. They're pretty fun. If you want to change the border, you can change the spacing here. You can even get rid of it altogether, and you can round the corners if you want to. So I'm gonna take off that swatch. Okay, so that's all you do for that, and you can add 2 pictures, or you can just leave it with a background if you're wanting to put text on that side. So when you're done with that, you just hit edit. And you can put text on it. Let's see, it's loading. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just, you know, do your text. You can change the color. Here is where you can crop. If you click exposure, you can change like the brightness of the picture and the contrast. This is something I've recently just started messing with a little bit more, and it really does help your pictures just to plug it into here, change the contrast and the brightness, brighten it up, crop it in a little differently. It really can change the whole look of a picture. This gives you some filters that you can put on there. I don't use these a whole lot, but you definitely can. And then this is something I use a lot, is the overlays. So you can upload your own overlay from your computer. So this is how I put my logo on here. Okay, so that's how I put my logo on there. You can also put like an actual picture on here. I'll just put this on here to be quick. Oh, never mind. Well, I'll just put this on here. So you can add your own pictures on here. If you know you don't find a layout that you like exactly, then you can just go in here and open them like this. These also I use. This is how I make my border a lot of times, is I'll just put this, you know, on top of the picture, like on the bottom of it. And you can change the color here and then put text on top of that. Those are the main things that I use. There's borders and other things in here too, but the main things I use are the crop and the text and the overlays. And then of course when you're done, you just save it. Let me, Brandy. Do you want me to go over a cover photo, or do you think that helps?
That is up to you guys. You guys want her to do cover photo? It's pretty much the same thing, right? I mean,
it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a different layout. You just still drag your pictures in there. It's really simple. And then you can, once you click edit, it opens this screen and you can do more with your text and all that.
Yeah. I think Judy might have had a question about the cover photo, saying how, I don't know where the chat is, oh, here it is, how Facebook has, I noticed Facebook has moved the profile picture to the center of the cover photo. Should we adjust our cover photos?
Okay, that was something I was going to say, is that to keep it simple, only a few pictures, and then put your most important information in the middle. Okay. If you look at mine, right in the middle, well, actually, I don't think it's like that on my like page, but on my personal page, right in the middle, it says, click here to follow me on whatever fitness page. because when you're on mobile, that part in the middle is what they're going to see. So that's where I would put the most important part. If you have a call to action or anything like that, I would put that in the middle. But other than that, I really wouldn't stress too much about making sure it looks perfect on mobile. If it looks good on the computer, and then if on mobile you have a nice profile picture and your most important picture or information is in the middle and you can see it, I wouldn't worry about the rest, because if they want to see the whole cover photo, all they have to do is click on it.
If I can use PicMonkey, and I learned myself how to do it, and I did a pretty good photo, I must say. If I can do it, you guys can do it. Because I'm not like real technical at all.
It's really easy.
Yeah. And I also suggest going to other coaches' pages and getting ideas on cover photos. Like, that is how, that way you can get an idea of, like she said, don't be too busy and, that kind of thing.
Yes. Anybody else? Hopefully that made sense. Definitely just, you got to do your research. You got to look at other coaches, somebody said, how did you make your logo? I actually made it in PicMonkey. I did have someone help me. He helped me put the smoke in the back, but I can show you really quickly. You can make one in PicMonkey. See if it'll come back up here. All right, so if you want to do something like that, you'll want to hit the button that says design and do a square. For the canvas, you do a transparent canvas, unless you want it to be a color, but I wanted mine to be a circle, so I didn't want the edges on there. So then all I did was apply the canvas color, was put on one of these circular overlays, and then you can change the color. You can do like the outline, different than the inside color, put text on it. There are some things down in here that you can use to, jazz it up a little bit, or you can, like I showed you, upload your own overlay from your computer. So if you find a graphic like on Google or something that you want to use in your logo, just save it and then you can upload it right here with the overlay. Does that help?
I got a question.
Okay.
The part that I'm kind of lost with is, I've got my regular Facebook page that I've had forever. Okay. I don't want to change my logo. I mean, my what do you call it? The picture at the top?
Cover?
Yeah, the cover. Because it's my Camaro, and that's where I get a lot of business from, is the Camaro clubs.
Okay.
And so, but my question is, that's my main page. Do I make another page as a like page? Is that what you're saying?
Do you want me to answer this?
Brandy?
Okay. And Iris
for each person.
Iris is going to tell you the same exact thing. Everybody is completely different I have had so much success with my personal page. I do have a like page. I don't use it like I should. I'm trying to get used to it, but I'm still doing really good with my personal page. As a newer coach, I don't suggest that be the first thing you do, because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Iris might tell you totally different, though. So it's good to get a second opinion, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your personal page is working well for you, then you're totally fine to stay there. I am doing my like page like full out, because I want to reach cold market people that I don't know. But you have to, if you're going to go for your like page, I mean, you can start one up anytime, but without running ads and putting time and money into it, then honestly, it's going to be really hard to get connections on that page.
So like page, you have to advertise and put money into it?
Pay for ads, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's really cool once
That's how Facebook makes money.
Yeah, once you really get your, I mean, I don't know why I don't do it, because I've got 2 coaches on my team that I met from my like page. So sometimes I don't even know why I don't, because it does work, because you actually get to target. like you could target breast cancer survivors, you know, the Camaros. You can target the people that you want to talk to, and Facebook will advertise those people. So it is really cool, and you don't have to spend a lot of money at first.
How much does that cost to advertise like that?
I say 10% of what you make. That's just what I've always done. Anita Myron, I mean, of course, she can spend a lot more money.
Yeah. You get to choose. It's not a set amount, but
you can do $5 a month. I mean,
yeah.
So
there's a lot of trainings out there about that, about building your like page. I'm sure Brandy could point you to some videos and stuff about that.
The best video on that. And I can put that in our team page on how to do a like page and talking about it. That's how I learned. But
it's really each person's individual decision when they feel like they're ready. Like me, I mean, I still have some people in my warm market, but I am ready for my cold market. Like, bring them on. I need to target some people and recruit and, you know, get my name out there to more people that don't know me. So that's why I'm focusing on my like page.
Yeah.
But
do you feel like you get a lot of business from there?
It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm putting a lot of time into it, and I'm building, you know, my page, and I'm working on my content and growing my engagement. So in the long run, it pays off, but it does take time. So you can't